I really love learning more about history of programming languages. Maybe I should do a kind of spin-off of the podcast just about history of programming languages because
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, and there it's fascinating. I mean, Emacs Lisp really gives you a different perspective on programming language evolution because this now really is a programming language. Of course, it starts out as a Lisp, but then it immediately gets into the territory we have to fulfill requirements. We've got to make that, things that the language really has to make the editor work. And so you can connect those two things. And it's really interesting to see the back and forth between that. And then for the longest time, right, people were just busy fulfilling requirements. And then Stefan got into it. It was also a programming languages researcher who kind of swung the pendulum back a little bit and I mentioned earlier this dynamic scoping thing. So Emacs Lisp was a dynamically scoped Lisp, even though at the time it was known that it was probably a more generally better idea to have static scoping, but the way that sort of Emacs configuration happens benefits from dynamic scoping. But for the longest time, it was kind of the dream, and I'd also written a paper on that because it enables configuration, but it also hindered growth of the ecosystem of Emacs Lisp code because it's fundamentally unmodular. And so Stefan did what I couldn't do and transitioned Emacs Lisp now to a statically scoped language, or there's now two Emacs Lisps built into Emacs. One is dynamically scoped, and the other one is statically scoped. And that, of course, is bringing a programming language idea sort of back into this very practical language, which is very nice, and it's playing out very nicely. And there's more of that happening right now. And so there's a conversation happening between the requirements of a concrete software system and the design of the language. And I think we should have more of that.